Hello and welcome to 7 Minutes of Inspiration with Seven. You're watching me, Latasha Guy. You're either watching me on Facebook, Instagram, or you're catching me on my YouTube. Today has been an amazing day. I wanted to jump on and talk to you guys for a little bit. I have shared before, the name of my channel is 7 Minutes of Inspiration with Seven. So if you have not had a chance to subscribe, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube. I need followers so that you can be updated when a new message is posted. But I wanted to just hop on for a little bit and just express some things that I've been going through, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been really extremely busy with the business on both the entrepreneurial side and the corporate side. And I've just been taking those days when I don't have much to do to reflect, to relax, and to reset. And I think that it's very important as we travel through our day to, the different things that we have to face, that we stop and we reset. And so I just want to talk to you about some of the things that I've been seeking to do in order to reset. It is very bright out here. The sun is shining extremely bright. And it's just, I don't know about you, but just sunny days always make me happy. Warm weather always makes me happy. And so I'm just glad to be alive on today. I'm glad to be walking in the purpose and plans that have been designed for my life. And I'm glad to be in a position where my mind is dedicated towards going after everything that has been promised for me. And so one of the things that I've really been trying to take time, and this phone is just really cutting up with not wanting to sit up. One of the things that I have tried to take time in doing is learning to reset. I was just speaking with someone the other day, and we're embarking upon the holiday weekend, and I said, man, I'm just really tired. I said, Labor Day, I think Labor Day is for resting. We work, and then we get those moments where we are able to relax, but sometimes we find ourselves just filling it with just extra things that still make us negotiate with getting rest, make us negotiate with going into a quiet space, make us negotiate with just having that silent time, having that time alone. And so that's one thing that I'm really working on, is just really learning to reset, because it's for my good. It does you no justice to try to be there for everything and everyone, and you don't learn every once in a while how to reset. And so some of the things that I've been doing lately to reset is reading books, going to workshops, spending a lot of time researching those things that I am interested in, that I have maybe not stepped into yet, but just doing the groundwork and the research. And so it takes time. It takes time to sit down. I was blessed with a planner maybe about a year ago, and this particular planner that I have, it breaks down just the things that you should focus on in the morning versus the things that you should focus on in the afternoon. Learning to isolate from all of the noise at time. Me personally, I am always surrounded by noise, whether I'm at home and I'm being surrounded by noise of the household, the daily duties, those things that I have to take care of, or whether I'm at work. Just realizing that to whom much is given, much is required. So a lot of times when we do pray for certain things to come forward in our life, and those things begin to activate, and it does require us to go a little bit further, just finding yourself not being ungrateful, just walking in it, and just trusting that God will give you the strength to accomplish everything it is that you need to accomplish. And so I've just been learning to reset. I've been learning to reset and I hate to say it, I've been learning to reset without regret. And there's times that I can't do something, I don't feel bad about it. I don't, because it's my health that I have to be concerned with. You hear so many people that are talking about they're tired, but they're not doing anything to get rest. And so that is one thing that I express often. Get your rest. Make sure you learn to relax and reset. The business has blown my mind. Every time I turn around, God amazes me. He really does amaze me. When he said he is faithful for what he will do. And I just remember talking to my mom maybe about a month ago, and my mom she was speaking some things. She didn't really know what she was speaking into existence, but my mom she spoke it into us. She said, God is going to bless you to come off those jobs and you won't be working. She said God gave her a dream that my husband was so busy with the business, he didn't have time to go to a regular job. This was his life. And so we can kind of see God manifesting certain things in certain areas, and we're just going after it like never before, giving God all the praise for where he's taken us with the business, the connections he's blessed us with, the people that have poured into us, those that he's allowed us to pour into. And I mean, honestly, I'm grateful as far as the music business for my daughter. God has been good. The wisdom that he has shown us, the directions he's told us not to go, and how with wisdom and discernment we've been able to steer away probably from some traps that would have gotten us caught up and sent us in the wrong direction. I've told a lot of people, like, well, your daughter's 18 now. I mean, you won't have to manage her anymore. It is our job until our children become full-blown adults. And my husband, that's not even his rule. He says until they get married. It is your job to protect your children. It doesn't matter if they get 18. I've been getting a lot of that this week. There's a lot of parents that are frustrated, that are going through it with their kids. And trust me, I suffer my moments of frustration as well. But there's a lot of parents that are frustrated, that are going through with their children because they feel like once they turn a certain age, there's nothing that they can say to them. And I say that is totally wrong. When your children turn a certain age, it is still your responsibility to protect them, to pray over them, to ask God to cover them, to ask God to send his angels to protect them, because that's when they're going to need it most. When they're younger, they're in your care. And so when they get older, it's an old saying, they say when they're little, they're on your lap. And when they get older, they're on your heart. And I know that prime example now, raising two young ladies, one that is embarking upon that 21, and I got one that just turned 18, and just praying for them daily, praying that God will cover them, praying that God will keep them, praying that God will make them a light even in the midst of darkness, because I don't want to see my children be lost to this world. I don't want to see my children be a product of their environment. I want them to go as far as they possibly can. I want them to have all that they're supposed to have. And you as parents, I will really highly encourage that you pray over your children. Pray over your children daily. Ask God to bless them. Ask God to bless you to be able to be here with them for a very, very long time, so that, you know, your prayers can continue to cover them. And so that's just a highlight of some of the small things that I've been dealing with. You know, re-strategizing, structuring my household, going after those things I want. It is a transition when mothers, fathers, when you've had children for so long, and I've had kids since adulthood, you know, learning to let go and let God guide them, be with them, take care of them, and trusting that they're going to make the right choices, trusting that they will walk in integrity, trusting that they will do the right thing even when you're not around. Once you instill it, you just got to trust that you did the watering and God will do the growth. And so for anyone that may be going through a rough season, rough patch, dealing with some things, I would say right now, trust God like never before. This week, my patience has been tested to the utmost. And just really learning how to balance my emotions and not get out of character. Somebody sent me a video about a month ago. In this video, a lot of times when you don't know, when someone's sending you something, you don't know why they're sending you that in that moment. You don't even know sometimes when you're going to need it. But that day when I needed it, I found it. And the word was relevant, like the day that it was sent to me. And it just talked about the different things God was going to show you. He was going to show you just exactly how people were. He was going to expose certain secrets to you, and that you would have to have the ability to hold it. And you would have the ability to have the ability to walk in integrity and to still treat these people right, because you did not want to lose what God was trying to do for you, trying to get them back. And so I really, really had to focus and hone in on that this week. And that's why I go back to, again, before I end this video, that you have to relax, you have to learn to rest, and you have to learn to reset. Because when you're not in a reset mode, and when you're not relaxed, you don't react normally. You find yourself getting extremely agitated and very frustrated, and sometimes you will allow people to get you out of your character. And so my prayer is that you would be blessed, and and that you would end your week on an amazing note, and that you would continue to go after those things that you desire like never before. Pray that the purposes that have been placed in your life would go forward. And this, just know that it doesn't mean you're not going to go through some things. You're going to go through some things. That is the ultimate distraction, to make you walk away and make you feel like you shouldn't do it, or this is not for you. You have to keep going. Every frustration and every challenge gets you closer to your destiny. So walk in it. And I leave you with, as always, refuse to live less than blessed, because that's what you've been called. In Jesus' name.